Are you ready for the King of the Ice? Pete's Power Plays with Philly Pete starts now on 12 Ounce Sports.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday, January 18th, 2022 episode of Pete's Power Plays. I'm your host, the King of the Ice, and fantasy football guru, Philly Pete. We're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Quite the week hiatus, as I would like to say. Finally coming down off the COVID-19 list, and it wasn't fun. It was not fun at all, so I'm just happy to be back. Let's kick it off. This show, Pete's Power Plays, is sponsored by BetUS. Create an account with them today. Use the promo code 12ounce120Z and they'll match your first deposit up to 125%. Zingo TV, channel 761 if you have it. Great. Welcome aboard if you don't have it. It's a simple install. It's a free app. Download it. Zingo TV and then flip over to channel 761. And also, of course, Amazon.com. We have a website out there. Support the crew. Go to www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. And don't forget to check out the 12 Ounce Sports Store, where we have a large variety of apparel, including yours truly, Philly Pete with Pete's Power Plays. Get your hoodies, shirts, whatever you need to get rocking. We are rolling into the NHL season as well as we come close to the halfway point. So, we're here. We're back. We are live. First time in over a week. It's glad to be back, like I said. Glad to be interacting with you all. I missed you all very, very much. So let's get into the hockey. So let's go. Let's kick it off on the 10th. The 10th of January. I would like to basically start off. We have a huge show on tap. Basically, going to go through the whole week of the NHL for you guys. We've been on fire. If you're not catching on, I highly suggest you do. We are killing it right now. Clients with a 6-unit winner last night. They are literally on fire right now, just like everybody else. So, what can I say? We're rocking and rolling. If you're not following, start following because we are cashing out large and getting a lot of money that we got back from in November. Basically rocking and rolling right now, up over 75 units overall. From back minus 42 units in November, now over 30 units in the green side. We're rocking and rolling. Cards have been on fire. Okay, so let's do it real quick. The 10th of January, we go 2-1-1 with a plus 1.95 overall units. All right, as Kraken first period over 2 was a push. Bruins Caps over 5.5. That was a winner. Rangers money line, that was a loser. As Kraken over 6.5, that cashed out. A week ago, on the 11th, last week, swept the board. Okay, nice and easy sweep here. 11-0 plus 14.95 overall units, close to 15 units overall won on last Tuesday. A week ago already. You had the Panthers Bolts money line parlay that cashed out. Panthers over 6, Bolts over 5.5. Avs over 6. First period over. Parlay at plus 225. That cashed out. Leafs first period over. Leafs over 5.5. That all cashed out as well. Sharks Pens moneyline parlay at plus 170. I believe it was. That cashed out. Avs third period over 2. That cashed out. Leafs moneyline. And of course the 3-unit winner for the clients with the Hawks over 5.5. That cashed out. What can I say? 11-0. Plus 14.95 overall units. Sweep the board right there. Let's keep going. The 12th of January, we have a little bit of a slip up. We go 1-2 with a minus 2.8 overall units. There's a first losing night in 10 days. 10 days, first losing night that we had. So that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. We had to come back to earth a little bit. The 13th was an absolute bloodbath, but I also think it was a bloodbath for everybody on Twitter. So lose about over 10 units on those 2 days. But we go 2-7-1 with a minus 7.5 overall units on the 13th of January. We've been spoiled. We were spoiled. It was bound to happen, but it's okay. We move on. We've been hitting ever since then. So, but this is what's supposed to happen. You can't always win. You can't always win. You can, but you can't always win. Losing nights are bound to happen. And on the 14th of January, we followed that up with yet another sweep. So you go from the 11th of January with a 11-0 night to a 5-0 night on the 14th with a nice nice reload right there. Wild money line and over 3.5, same game parlay that cashed out. Panthers in regulation that cashed out. Stars Panthers over 6 that cashed. 2-team first period over parlay, I believe that was at plus 150 that cashed out. As first period minus a half goal that cashed out. 5-0 plus 5.5 units overall, and just like that we get another sweep. Simple as that. All right, now we head into the weekend for the 15th and 16th. On the 15th we go 8-8. With minus 0.9 unit loss, which isn't bad considering the fact that, it was a lot of juice on the ice that I put out for you guys on 16 plays, a lot of plays. But we go even, and we only lose less than 1 unit, so it's not too bad of a day there, pretty much. But and then on Sunday we had the Caps money line at plus 300 live. I wanted to give that a shot. But that lost, so that's okay. No big deal. Weekend was about almost 2 units lost on the weekend. It's not a big deal. However, last night we followed up with another massive ice winners. Wings over 5.5 that lost. Wild Avs first period over 1.5 that won. Hawks money line lost. Isles over 5.5 at plus odds that lost. But then we wrap it up with a solid evening. Preds over 6 that cashed. Pens Knights over first period 1.5 that cashed. I did give this out on Twitter as well, along with the clients. It was the Penguins over 5.5, 1 unit for Twitter, 3 units for the clients. That cashed out for 4 overall units. And then, of course, the Avalanche over 6.5, another 3 unit winner for the clients. So the clients have been rocking and rolling. 6 units won last night. They're on fire. They were absolutely on fire. 5-3 on the night with a plus 6.8 overall units. That's plus 78.45 units overall in a turnaround since November when we were down 42 units. So huge turnaround, huge swing of things. Truly remarkable of a comeback, I have to say. But I got to thank you all out there for, pretty much just, just guiding me, just keeping the positive energy going. That's what you got to do. Energy vibes, positive energy vibes only around here. That's how we're winning. That's why we're being so successful right now. So overall, NHL season right now sits at 359 wins, 322 losses, and 14 pushes. It gives me a grand total currently at plus 36.45 overall units. We are rocking and rolling, getting close to that plus 40 unit mark. I mean, it truly is remarkable. 78.45 overall units. The turnaround since November. So we are truly rocking and rolling. So let's continue the vibes. Let's continue the positive energy. Let's keep rolling into tonight's slate. We have 8 games on the menu. A lot of good games, too, to say the least. But first off, real quick, I want to take a quick 2-minute commercial break. When I get back, my huge announcement for potential clients out there. A nice end-of-the-season deal for each and every one of you out there that are interested. And we'll talk more hockey for tonight. So sit back, relax, give me 2, and I will be right back.
Ounce Sports has a new home for betting. BetUS.com is the official place to place your bets and support 12-ounce sports. All you have to do is go to BetUS.com and type in the promo code 120Z and you'll instantly get a deposit bonus. This is America's favorite sportsbook. And remember, always gamble responsibly.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking that quick 2-minute commercial break with me. This is the Tuesday, January 18th, 2022 episode of Pete's Power Plays. I'm your host, Philly Pete, and we're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Again, thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy afternoons. I know how hectic things are. I'm glad to be back, basically after almost 2 weeks of being on the COVID-19 protocol list, as we like to say nowadays. But I'm happy to be back. Thank you all for taking time out of your afternoons and hanging out. Talk pucks tonight. We have 8 games on the menu tonight. But first and foremost, a huge public announcement for potential clients that are looking to win some money. Clients of mine have been cashing out large as of late, and I want to give back to you guys. So for the entire rest of the NHL season, it also includes playoffs. And it's going to be a flat fee of $100 for the entire rest of the NHL season and playoffs. You'll get 2 for the price of 1. Also on top of that, you will get my NFL DFS for the entire rest of the playoffs as well. That's 3 in 1, a nice combo package for you out there. We're on fire. All right, nothing's stopping us right now, so let's keep rocking and rolling. Let's keep the fire lit. That's what we all want to be doing nowadays. So again, reach out to me, DM me. I'm always down to negotiate as well. But $100 for the entire rest of the NHL season. That includes playoffs, regular season, and of course my NFL DFS lineups as well that have been cashing out pretty good this season too. So there you go. All right. So we're back here. We're live. 8 games, like I said. We have 3 games postponed tonight, and that includes the Columbus Blue Jackets at the Islanders, Detroit Red Wings at the Flyers, and Chicago at Edmonton. Of course, the Flyers are playing the Islanders on a back-to-back, this time in Philadelphia. So without further ado, let's do it. Let's open up the slate tonight by talking about the Carolina Hurricanes at the Boston Bruins. Over-under set at 5.5. Boston minus 135 on the money line. Carolina plus 115. Boston comes in 12-6-1 at home this year. 5-14 though, covering the puck line, and 6-3-1 with the overs. Carolina comes in a phenomenal road team. 13-4 on the road this year. 10-8 on the road, covering the puck line, and 5-5 in their last 10 with the overs. So right off the bat, I like the over 5.5 in this game. I think we steal a wide amount of goals. I believe we will. And the fact that Carolina, how red hot they are on the road, plus 115, I think they're getting really, really disrespected here. Against, don't get me wrong, a really good Boston Bruins team, don't get me wrong, but Carolina's in great form. And if I see the Hurricanes at a plus value spot, I'm taking the Canes here in this situation here. So give me the Canes money line at plus 115. I will dig a little bit on that value there. I do like the over 5.5 more, however. I'm going to be playing a little bit more sides. Totals than sides. Obviously, we've been cashing out pretty good with the totals as of late. So sides have been hit or miss. I feel like sides have been hit or miss. The Coyotes yesterday was on the radar for me, but just didn't make my card. And of course they won. So it's still kind of tough to decipher where you want to go sidewise. That's why I've been playing a lot of totals. So let's just keep the train going. But tonight, give me the Carolina Hurricanes money line at plus 115. I love the value there. Team total is well over 2.5. That's a good spot for the Canes as well. But my more heavily lean is on the over 5.5 in this game here. We're going to see goals. I do expect to see goals in this game here. Again, both teams are phenomenal. Home and away, respectively. And, of course, when it comes to the overs, like I said, Boston 6-3-1 in the last 10. Carolina's 5-5 in the last 10. So, trend for me is on the over, and that's where I'm at in Boston. All right. Next up, the Buffalo Sabres at the Ottawa Senators. Over-unders at 6. Ottawa, a whopping minus 205 on the money line. That's a lot. That's a lot. Buffalo plus 175 on the money line. 80% of the money, however, going on Ottawa. I mean, it's pretty juicy. It's pretty darn juicy if you're asking me. 80% of the money, like I said. The game before that, I didn't mention it, but Boston and Carolina is a split 50-50 between the money. So a lot of money going each way. So, that's a tough call there. But Ottawa's getting 80% of the money here from the public. Ottawa's 5-9 at home this year, 6-8 covering the puck line in their last 14, and 5-5 with the overs. Buffalo comes in, of course, a tough loss yesterday against Detroit, so now, of course, they're going to Ottawa. 5-9-4 on the road this year, 11-7 covering the puck line, though, in their last 18 on the road, and 3-7 in their last 10 with the overs. Ottawa, to me, I just feel like this is such a tough game to cap. I mean, these are games that you'd rather see goals than pick a side here. That's how I'm feeling here. I like the over 6 in this spot. I think we'll see some goals. That's how I'm feeling. But Buffalo at 11-7 on the road, maybe consider a +1.5 spot. I mean, Ottawa could come out and just absolutely destroy Buffalo tonight. They absolutely could. But I'm just not laying that juice at all for Ottawa. I would consider the team total over for the Senators tonight. That's probably something to consider. But I mean, Buffalo at +1.5, probably not a play. Like I said, this is just more of a lean more than anything, because this is what I do on the show, is give you guys my best leans and angles on every direction possible for each game. But I would take Buffalo here on a +1.5 spot if I were to lean that way. But my more confident side is on that over 6 here. I think we see goals. Ottawa should come out firing. I think the team total over 2.5 is a good spot, maybe even 3.5. But I think we're going to see more goals than we do with anything in this spot. And like I said, 80% of the money is on Ottawa. That's a lot of juice to be laying, especially. When's the last time you've seen Ottawa over -200 favors? I mean, it's ridiculous. But more to me is just I like that +1.5 spot, just because Buffalo's a good road puck line covering team, and Ottawa really isn't. 6-8, 6-9. So that's more of my lean. So Buffalo +1.5, and I like the over 6 more heavily than I do with the side. So there you go. Over 6 Ottawa, Buffalo. Definitely consider the Senators team total over as well. Okay, we go to D.C. Winnipeg Jets at the Washington Capitals. Over/under is at 5.5. It's going to move to 6. Some books that I'm showing here live is showing 6 at the moment, but if you can still get 5.5, that's a good spot too. Washington comes in -140 on the money line. Winnipeg +120. Washington did open up at -120. A little bit of movement there, obviously, in the Caps' favor. 75% of the money as well on the Capitals. So obviously the public is on the Caps here tonight. Caps at home this year, 10-5-4 at home this year, 9-11 covering the puck line at home in their last 20, and 5-5 in their last 10 with the overs. Winnipeg comes in getting 25% of the love there from the public, 7-6-2 on the road this year, 9-8 on the road covering the puck line in their last 17, and 4-3-3 in their last 10 with the overs. Now we know Washington can score. We know that. Can Winnipeg? That's the only issue. I've been seeing like a lot of back and forth between ups and downs between this game. This is a tough game to call tonight. But I like the Caps. I have a more stronger lead on the Caps money line tonight. I also like the Caps in regulation too. I think the Caps should take care of business here against Winnipeg. It's been a little while since the Jets have played. So, and I'm going to take the under. I'm not, you know me, Philly Pete's not an under guy. But if I were to play this, and like I said, I do give you guys the best leans possible on this show. I give you guys every direction possible. That's why I do this show for you guys. But I lean more on the under 6 spot than I do with the over. Now, like I said, line movement is on the over. Okay, it's getting there. But to me, I just feel like this is more of an under 6 spot than I am with anything else. That's how I'm feeling. Under 6 in Washington, but I do like the Caps on the money line here at -140. Okay. Moving on, New York Islanders at the Philadelphia Flyers. We have a rematch from last night. Of course, I had the over 5.5 at +110. Did not get there. We were just 1 goal short. Tonight, however, the 5.5 is favored a little bit, so that's something to keep your eye on. Over/under, like I said, here's at 5.5. Philly comes in +110 on the money line. Islanders are -120. Again, a tough back and forth game. It's just tough to trust those Broad Street bullies nowadays. Coming as a Philly fan, you know, myself, it's just very tough to distinguish this team. This team is just faltering. They're in bad shape. Not a fan at all. Islanders are still getting 70% of the money though as well. So again, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Flyers are 6-8-1 at home this year, 8-9 covering the puck line in their last 17 at home, and 3-7 in their last 10 with the overs. Islanders come in 6-7-2 on the road. 7-9 on the road covering the puck line in the last 16, and again 3-7 as well in the last 10. Another game that I feel like, I did take a chance on that over last night. We missed it by a goal. Do we get that shot tonight? But just the way that these two teams have been trending unders as of late, I want to stick with the under 5.5 in this spot. That's where I'm leaning at. I want to take the Flyers so bad. Again, I probably will have no plays on this game on my list tonight. But Flyers at plus 110. A little bit of value there. Back-to-backs coming back home. Give the fans what they want. Give them a win. Small value there at plus 110. I'm going to be a little bit biased here. I'm going to say Flyers on the money line at plus 110. And the under 5.5. I'll be short and sweet there in Philly tonight. All right, got 4 games left. Got about 10 minutes left with you guys, so perfect timing. All right, here we go. A nice game tonight that I like is the Vancouver Canucks at the Washington, at the Nashville Predators, excuse me. Over under set at 5.5 here. Nashville open up at minus 140, now down to minus 130. So a little bit of movement on the Canucks. However, still 70% of the money is riding on the Nashville Predators tonight, so I'm not surprised either. Vancouver comes in at plus 110, 30% of love there as well from a betting standpoint. Nashville, solid home team, 11-6 at home this year, 8-9 covering the puck line in the last 17 at home, and the over is 8-2 in the last 10. All right, again, this is set at 5.5. Vancouver comes in 9-11 on the road this year, 12-10 on the road covering the puck line in the last 22, and 6-4 in the last 10 with the over. So this is trending over. I'm loving the over in this game here tonight. Nashville, Vancouver, give me the over 5.5. Like I said, I expect goals from Vancouver. I expect goals from Nashville. Being in Nashville tonight, this has the meaning of I can see a 4-2 game, maybe 4-3. Nashville, I can see Nashville team total as well. I like that, but I really think Vancouver will get some goals here tonight. I really do, and smash this over. Definitely more of a fan of the over than I am on the side tonight. So give me the over 5.5. I like that. I like the first period over 1.5 as well. And like I said, if I want to take a side here, I'll take Nashville at home. They are a really good home team. Like I said, 11-6, pretty subpar for the most part. And minus 130, it's a small number. So give me the Preds and give me the over 5.5. The over 5.5, like I said, man, is more than what I like in this game and the first period over. So that's where I stand in Nashville and Vancouver. All right, moving on. The Montreal Canadiens, the Habs, at the Dallas Stars, over-under at 5.5. Dallas, minus 320 on the money line. I'm not surprised. Montreal, plus 265 on the money line. 90% of the public and money on the Dallas Stars here. Not surprised. I'm not taking that at all as a juice, but it's just too much. In a parlay, I would consider it maybe Dallas with Tampa. That's a good spot. I believe that pays at plus 165, something to consider there. But to me, this is just a Dallas runaway. Dallas is 14-3-1 at home this year. 11-7 covering the puck line in the last 18 and 5-5 in the last 10 with the overs. Montreal comes in 2-15-4 on the road this year. 8-13 in the last 21, covering the puck line on the road, and 4-5-1 in the last 10 games. Dallas should rip up easily 4 goals if I had to take a guess here. It just depends what kind of goal. It just depends what Montreal comes out of tonight. I mean, this to me has underwritten on it. 4-1 Dallas is what I'm thinking here. That's why I lean. I like Dallas on the puck line minus 1.5. I like them in a parlay as well. But the team total for Dallas over 3.5, definitely something to consider tonight. Tonight in this game, that's what I like. Dallas should run away with this game, like I said. Give me a 4-1 victory. I'm not expecting much from Montreal at all tonight. So there you have it there. Dallas team total over 3.5. I like Dallas minus 1.5. Put Dallas in a parlay, like I said. Tampa, I'm setting up to like this 2-teamer tonight as well. Pays good value too. And the under 5.5. Again, I'm not sure what kind of team will come out. Montreal scored a few against Arizona. But Dallas at home, where they're unstoppable, it's going to be tough to score against. So there you have it there. Dallas, Montreal, simple as that. All right, the 2 late games tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, you have the Florida Panthers at the Calgary Flames. All right, this should be a really good game. Really, really good game. Over-unders at 6. Matter of time until it's at 6.5. I still have 6 on the books right now. You can definitely get the 6 spot still right now if you like the over. These Panthers overs should be automatic. For me, I'm taking Florida overs until eventually loses. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything because I'm gonna take the over in this spot. Over 6.5. We'll get goals. Florida minus 145 on the money line, and Calgary's at plus 125. 70% of the money on the Panthers tonight. Again, I'm not surprised. Calgary at plus 125. They opened up at plus 100. And money going towards the Cats. So that's just how it is. Calgary's 4-4-4 at home this year. 3-9 at home, covering the puck line in their last 12. 6-4 in the last 10 with the overs. All right. Florida comes in 5-4-2 on the road. They're a different breed on the road. They are compared to home, obviously. Florida's 8-6 on the road this year in their last 14. 9-1 in their last 10 with the overs. Again, give me the over 6 in this spot. No hesitation for me. I like the over 6. I like the over 6.5. Excuse me, and I like the first period over 1.5 as well between these two teams here. And I want to keep riding Florida. Florida has been a juggernaut of a season this year. Keep riding the wagon. Minus 145 is a little bit juicy for me, but for this sort of outcome though, I mean for the Cats, I mean it's worth just a take anyway. They've been riding us. They've been giving us good money as of late. So I got to continue to trend here with these good teams. So Florida Panthers, I'll be on the money line minus 145. But my more confident play is going to be the over 6 in this game here. Keep riding these overs until it loses, man. I mean, 9-1 the last 10 for the Cats. I mean, it's absurd. And like I said, Calgary 6-4 in the last 10. So trends are on the over, and that's a no-brainer for me. Automatic over. And first period over 1.5 as well between these two. So there you go. Great game at the shoe tonight. So sit back, relax, enjoy that Florida Panthers Calgary Flames game. It's going to be a good one to watch. And last but not least, before I wrap up the show, the Tampa Bay Lightning at the LA Kings, of course, in LA. Over-unders at 5.5 here. LA's plus 175 on the money line. Tampa minus 205 on the money line. All right, 75% of the money is going towards Tampa. I'm not surprised here at all. Earlier this morning, I checked out, a Lightning Stars moneyline parlay that paid plus 165. Not sure if it's going to be there anymore. That's what I have. So obviously, a lot of line movement has been going on since then. But the over-runners at 5.5. LA Kings 13-8-1 at home this year. 14-9 covering the puck line in their last 23 at home this year, and then 5-5 in their last 10 with the overs. Bolts come in a really solid road team as well. 12-5-1 on the road this year, playing pretty well. 10-9 on the road, covering the puck line in the last 19, and 7-3 in their last 10 with the overs. This is a trend to me that's an over as well. You had an over yesterday between LA and San Jose. Didn't see that one coming, but it went over. Another over spot. Back-to-back. It's going to be a tough game for LA. I know they come home, but this is a tough spot for the Kings here. I do like the Bolts here. Too juicy for my liking. I like the Bolts. In regulation, minus 115, minus 120 you can get at right now. Bolts minus 1, definitely consider that. But Bolts, Stars, like I said, we still get that plus, anywhere between plus 145 to plus 165. Like I said this morning, is what it was. Definitely worth a good value there. I do like these two teams a lot to get to basically get the job done. So, but there you go. So, all in all, Bolts. Money line in a parlay, of course, and the Bolts in regulation. I like that a lot as well tonight. And when it comes to the over-unders, I mean, this is trending over as well. I like the over 5.5. Very light though. This is more of a less confident play for me. But like I said, I give out every angle possible for every game. That's my job here. But I have a small lean on the over 5.5 in this game too. Just Tampa's a juggernaut. We know Tampa's also a great team too. So I mean, I think they get the job done tonight in LA, and there you go. So 8 games tonight. Enjoy them all. And listen, I'm out of time. It's just great to be back. Glad to be interacting with you all again. Listen, just take care of yourselves. Be safe. My wife had it before me, and she got over it. I had it right after her. So we're all good. We're getting better by the day. So just be safe, hydrate, rest. It's exactly what you need. And this is how we are. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, have a great Tuesday, and I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Enjoy tonight's slate. Twitter list, get yours. Twitter list will be out. Clients, your card will be out as well. So simple as that. If you want to sign up, DM me. I'll be more than happy to walk you through it. Let's cash some more tickets. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.